What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank HD. So since last time, we've been infiltrating Drek's fleet, and now we've boarded his flagship, so it's time to take out the little bastard once and for all. So before we do that, though, we need to actually go outside the ship and walk along the hull of it with the Magna Boots, which we can do thanks to the combination of the Magna Boots and the O2 mask. So obviously we would have to have both of those in order to get to this point, but it's nice to use them both in conjunction like this. Oh, looks like the cruiser over there is firing at us. I don't think it can hit us, but it doesn't look like we can go past a certain point or else we're walking into its fire, so we may have to take to the skies and actually take those turrets out. Let's go over here and see what we can find. Yeah, this actually leads to one of my favorite parts of the game right here. This is actually a really cool exterior area too. You can get a great view of Veldin, our home planet. It's directly above us, or below us now. Alright, let's get in the Starfighter and take those turrets out. This is my favorite sequence of the game right here. As much as I love these dogfights, this is my favorite one, because this combines everything I love about, you know, space battles and dogfighting. It's like Macross, except it's awesome and it's all cartoony and it's great. And the music is great in this sequence too. All Drek's ships look fantastic. They actually reused the music here in the third game. You get a really great view of Veldin and of the new Blard planet, and you get to see the cruiser towing it with the tractor beams there. Our objective here is just to destroy these turrets, and you can do that pretty easily with the missiles, but do be careful because the turrets themselves are quite large, and you can accidentally crash into them and die. Okay, take two. Actually, this is take two of this entire recording because I actually, for some reason, the recording software just completely crashed on me when I got to right about this point, so let's try this again. The ship over here that I'm flying past is you don't ever get to go inside of that one. Some of these you get to see the external areas of the ships you've been passing through, and some of them are just there for background detail, which I really do appreciate the fact that they have so many uniquely designed ships. They're not just all, you know, cardboard cutouts of the exact same design. They're all uniquely different and very stylized. The starfighters that we're fighting here are the same ones we were fighting on Poketaru, so they're not like they were when fighting Captain Quark, where they're not nearly as tough to take down. They die almost instantly with the machine guns, but they also drop health and missiles, which means we can quickly replenish our health and our missiles if we want to use the missiles on the objective, which obviously you're going to have to in order to do it efficiently. Unlike when we were fighting Captain Quark, where I think that small ship right there is not ever. We don't ever go inside that one either, the one we just passed. But anyway, yeah, in order to destroy the turrets effectively, you're going to have to use the missiles. So it's good that we can actually replenish them in this fight, unlike the previous one, which means that this is not really challenging unless you crash into a thingy and die like I did. It's not really that hard, mainly because the only things that can damage us are the starfighters, which, let's face it, don't have a chance in hell, and the turrets themselves, which are pretty easy to dodge if you're making these kinds of bombing runs like I am, where you know, give it a wide berth until you're ready to unload on it, and then you just give it all you have. But yeah, I love these sequences. I hate that they modified the space battle significantly in Going Commando, as we'll see. They were so few and far between in this game, but I did enjoy them. But unfortunately, in the third one, they took out space battles altogether. We'll get to that soon enough. I still, as of this recording, have not played any of the PS3 Ratchet and Clank games. The PS4 remake is still not out yet, but hopefully soon I'll be able to catch up. I don't actually have a PS4 yet, so it'll be a little while before I play the PS4 remake. Alright, so now we've taken out the turrets, we can continue walking along the hull of the ship. You want to be careful here, because if you step onto this elevator too quickly, you can actually slip off on the Magna Boots and fall into space and die. And you can actually do it while you're inside here too. You can fall off the elevator and fall out the airlock and die. Eventually the airlock will close, you can stand on the ground there. But we're actually going to go ahead and walk along this Magna Boot trail here. We can actually fall off the side of here and go along the ground and fight those robomuts if we see fit, but I'm not going to do that. I think you have to do it exactly on the elevator. I usually try to do that for some reason because I don't like these lasers and having to deal with limited mobility due to the Magna Boots, but I'm not going to try to sequence break this time. I'm just going to walk along here normally and go down. You can also do the same trick right here. I'll go ahead and show it off. You can just walk off the side of the elevator and just fall. You self-orient yourself, which is cool, but see, we don't have to go that way and fight the robomuts. We can just continue on to Drek. Alright, let's finish him off. Ugh, great, he's not here.
Tonight on Blood TV, the event you have all been waiting for, the total annihilation of an entire planet! Witness the power, the destruction, and the nothingness that follows. So join Ultimate Supreme Executive Chairman Drek as he pushes the button.
It's my house, man.
One world and begins another. Then stay tuned for the galaxy's funniest superhero bloopers featuring Captain Quark.
Now we know where he is. Let's get him.
It's a bit ironic, the location that he chose to set up there. And of course he would be down on the planet's surface. Ugh, it's so frustrating. Oh well. At least we know where he is and how to deal with him. And of course he's got the deplanetizer set up on the planet's surface there. I was thinking it was going to be a giant orbital space station type thing, but it turns out it's just a small platform, really. But yeah, this Joker has invented not one, but 2 planet-destroying super weapons. Alright, let's take off from the ship here and fly down to the planet's surface. Now we sunk the Planet Buster Maximus thing into the icy waters of Hoven there, and now he just built a second one just because. The dude must be rich. Alright, so we are on the final level of the game, guys. We're back on our home planet of Eldon, and things are much darker and creepier, and the atmosphere is great. They added some creepy music, and you can see the Blarg equipment that's been set up here, as well as the Blarg enemies. I'm actually going to go ahead and buy the Visibomb now, because it's a very good idea to have it for this final level to deal with all the dropships here, because as I demonstrated on Calibo 3, the dropships can take a significant amount of punishment before they die, including even from the Devastator, but they can be one-shot with the Visibomb gun. The Visibomb is a guided rocket, or a guided missile, I guess I could say, and you can see how it works there. It's a long-distance guided missile, and so it's not a contemporary handheld rocket launcher like the Devastator is, but it's even more powerful. But the downside is, of course, you have to sort of park yourself far away and use it at range. So I'll really only be using it to destroy those dropships, which it's very good at. It's not super great at fighting Drek, because obviously you would have to sit still while you fire it. So, but it's one of the most powerful weapons in the game. I just held off on buying it for now because I wanted to make sure I had enough money for the Tesla Claw, and now that I have it, there's really nothing else I want to buy until we get to New Game Plus. Because obviously I want to get the Rhino and the gold weapons, but that's for another day. So the enemies we're going to be fighting here, we have more of those basic frog guys from the beginning of the game, which they can actually do damage to us now, which is fine. They're not even the slightest threat. They're something to suck up with the suck cannon or more for the Morpho Ray, or both in our case. And then we have the Blargian Elite Guards as well, which we're going to be using the Tesla Claw and the Devastator on. If we have a large encounter of them at short to medium range, I'm going to try to use the Tesla Claw. Again, trying to conserve ammo with this thing because of its weird hit detection. Hopefully this thing will arc quickly enough and kill out big groups of enemies like this. This is the same first level we went through at the beginning of the game, so everything is the same for the most part. We're actually going to go past where we start. Whoops, that dropship has a lock on us. There's actually a new enemy type back there too. It's a missile tank, which is basically the same thing as those bomb tanks we fought on Battaglia, except it has even more health, and it fires rockets, and they have a much higher range, and they're much more accurate. So it's a much more dangerous enemy than what we fought before. I'm trying to hit this dropship with the suck cannon here, but it's only kind of working. The chickens are the Gigatron employees are arcing around the ship itself and coming back around. We're just gonna one-shot it with a Visibomb though, and that's because it's what it does best. We can also one-shot that missile tank down there with it too if we so choose, which I would recommend because there's only a few of those tanks in this level, but I don't like having to get up close and personal with them. It's not fun. I think they might behave the same way that they did in Battaglia, with the top turret can be destroyed before the tank itself can, but yeah, I don't want to have to mess with them, so using the Visibomb definitely helps there. I always had the Visibomb the first time going through this level, so I never really had to fight them all that much. The Mind Glove is still going to be good here, even at the end of the game. It's just getting enough distance between, or getting enough closure between you and the enemy in order to use it. So because of the range that the Blarg Elite Guards have, the Devastator is going to be essential for this. If you don't, I think if you don't have the Devastator, this is going to be an exceptionally challenging level. Because, like I said on Caliber 3, these guys are very difficult to hit because of how they float and the range in which they attempt to shoot you from. So you really do have to have the Devastator for that. I'm still going to try to save ammo for it and use the Suck Cannon and things like that occasionally, but oh, I managed to just run over another one of those frog guys, and that's about it. So I'm just going to quickly get a lock and then make sure my shot is on target and move on here. A couple more of these elite guards. We're going to be fighting dozens of these guys throughout this level. Whoops. Alright. I'm pretty good at dodging hits. We got to take out another dropship right here and another tank. Let's see how many Devastator shots it takes. Oh, it only took 2 or 3? That's not too bad. Yeah, it's going to take like maybe 4 or 5 to take out that dropship though, so I'm just going to use the Visibomb instead. Alright.